Yo, what is going on, you GBA type people? It's ItzSawk here with the pick'ems for week 1 of season 9 of the GBA, and I am not alone. I have my co-host. He can introduce himself.
Hello, everyone. It is Goldoa Dragon here. I'm not a coach. I was about to say coach. Analyst with Sock doing pick'ems with him this season, which should be super fun.
Unfortunately, the Goldoa for main did not work. However, we were able to pull him as an analyst, and I am lucky enough to have him join me on the pick'em crew. So, as you guys can see, these are our picks for week 1. We have some interesting matchups here if you look at them right away.
For sure. Honestly, it was really hard both to pick a lock and in a lot of matchups. Just picking a winner was actually surprisingly challenging, despite what it looks like, where everyone picked the same person.
Aside from Joey, because he has, well, let's just jump into that. Joey has Mega Aerodactyl, so it's kind of hard to pick against Mega Aerodactyl, which is the most busted mon in this format. Going into him, it's Joey versus the Pittsburgh Pichus, coached by Nexus. So in Joey's case, he has Mega Aerodactyl, like I said. Nexus has a Clefable, so it's really going to come down to that matchup. Joey has an opportunity to plow through Nexus's team with Mega Arrow and Venusaur if he can weaken the Clefable. I see Poliwrath coming as a complete counter to Mega Gyarados, and Joey's matchup against this is wild.
No, for sure. I'm totally with you. I think the only thing Nexus can really put himself in a good position would be maybe getting Venomoth in and getting it up a couple Quiver Dances and seeing if he can handle the threats, but I just don't see it. It needs to come in late game, and by late game, he's already going to be down.
Yeah, his only real possibility of answering Mega Arrow is hoping he misses Stone Edge on Moltres and Will-O-Wisping it. And so we know Joey's luck with Hack, so it could happen.
It's not impossible.
But I still think Joey wins this 2-0.
I am 100% with you on that one.
So going into our next matchup here, we have the Borussia Donphan against the San Diego Chimchargers, which of course is Lars, aka El Scissor, versus Envy. Now, if you're on Envy's side, Envy, welcome back for another season of the GBA as a coach of Derpinator 3001, where you make multiple finals only to lose in the end.
Oof.
Honestly, Jolteon...
We're not wasting any time right now.
Oh, no. We're getting right back into the heat throwing. Jolteon and Machamp have a fantastic matchup and can be your keys to victory. Omastar has a nice chance to win one of your 2 games since it can outright beat Lars' team except for Cloyster, which actually does a number to your team, so you need to be wary of this.
I also picked Envy here, but also I think Envy has a really good matchup if he can get his rocks up, and the Donphan struggle to do so because Rhydon matchup against Omastar and Lapras is a little bit tougher. I think rocks are just going to really help Envy kind of wear down anything that would otherwise wall some of his threats, and then between Jolteon and Omastar should be able to come in and clean up the rest of the game.
Absolutely. I think Envy wins this 2-1. I think Lars is able to get 1 because holy Cloyster food, Batman. He literally comes in, sets up on Ninetales, and clicks button and sees them all fall.
That's true. Yeah, that absolutely could definitely happen, but I do think that given Stealth Rocks and the fact that there is no way to get rid of them once they're up, and Omastar's almost free ability to get them up in this matchup, it'll be hard to stop the team once it gets rolling.
Yeah, I think Envy does handily win this 2-1.
Reasonable. I'm with you on that one.
Alrighty, next up we do have the Pittsburgh Piratitas versus the Durham Druddigons, which is Old Man Tup versus 6-foot Trash. Yes, it is coming back, and it will stay back. Now, Tup, nice of you to join us. How was the retirement home?
Oh, God, we are just... I can't with you right now, Sock. I'm not meat enough for this. I'm not cut out for this.
Oh, now going into the matchup, Gengar plus Mega Pidgeot are going to be your keys to winning, as you need A-Drive's favorite Draft League Pokemon, Alola Ninetales, to come through as well.
On the flip side, though, I do think that Mega Beedrill's matchup here is absolutely fantastic with the coverage that it gets. Not to mention Dugtrio outspeeding the entire team and being able to, except for Mega Pidgeot, but we'll get to that in a second, and being able to basically just spam Earthquake everywhere else. And for the Mega Pidgeot, Mega Beedrill is going to outspeed. Alolan Sandslash resists everything that isn't Heat Wave, and he has switches to Heat Wave anyway, so we don't have to worry about that too much.
I also think Starmie has an absolute field day as well. Once Magneton's gone, freaking Mega Beedrill plus Starmie just outright wins.
Yeah, and having played Leo before, I've never played anybody else in this league, but I've played Leo, and I know the way he battles, and as long as you're not battling him at 1 o'clock in the morning, He's a phenomenal battler. And I do see him pulling this one out.
I think Leo wins this one 2-0.
Yeah, I'm with you right there.
All right, now this is actually my pick for game of the week. Upcoming here is the San Francisco Giants versus the Kansas City Jiraachis, which is Gym Leader Geo versus the Token Minorities Jolt. Now, Jolt, the Mahomies are coming out in waves to support, and it's just in his terrifying team. Jolt's bulk core is suspicious at best, but pairing Mega Kangaskhan, Alolan Raichu, and Aerodactyl is downright terrifying. Geo's best way to counter it is Nidoqueen, which really doesn't like if you shake the ground. And Eggy isn't bad, but Arrow just beats it when it comes down in, barring hacks.
This game, more than any other game, reminds me of just like watching a Gen 1 meta. Like an actual Gen 1 game. Between the regular threats from Gen 1 versus a couple of new like additions in Megas, just making some of those mons better. But otherwise, I do believe that Aerodactyl's matchup here is outstanding. And Mega Kangaskhan's coverage really helps it. But Marowak is kind of a little bit of a wild card that can definitely come in and put in a lot of work. But again, let's not discredit Geo playing with a Ditto. Like, that thing can absolutely... I know it doesn't have Imposter, but that thing can still mess someone up.
It's the Geo special.
100%.
Now, his team is very solid. It has Brendan's Child, aka Zardex, and Hitmonlee, along with Vaporeon to break things. Now, yes, I said Vaporeon can break things. Its special attack is over base 100, and Scald and Ice Beam can do a number to his team. So I think Nidoqueen and Vape have to come through and win this game for him. He may be able to take a game. I think he does, but I do think the Jiraachis win this 2-1.
I would actually go Jiraachis 2-0 on this one, only because Vaporeon, Nidoqueen, they're good, but they have to be healthy. And I think Jolt knows that he's going to be able to be trying to preserve their health and just be able to attack them and whittle them down, allowing for his sweepers to come in late game. And not to mention, Alolan Raichu just bodies both of them, so...
That's Alolan Gizmo right there.
It's going to be a really fun matchup, though.
I almost said a Scarf Alolan Golem did work, then I realized, wait, this is Gen 1, there's no items.
No items, no abilities.
That's going to be a recurring theme, I'm trying to get used to that.
We're both going to be doing it, so... I'm just glad you did it first. Honestly...
Alright, so our last game of the week here is the Miami Dolphins in Kyle A versus the Florida Gators in Coach Gator. Now, I'll take Kyle's side on this. Now, Kyle, welcome to the big leagues. As a reward, you get to face one of the most underrated coaches in the entire league. Oh, also, you don't have a dang thing to stop Snorlax in 20 minutes if he has rest. Your way of winning this is to rely on Mega Blastoise running Train, except he has the ability to go Weezing and Mega Slowbro on those two moves.
So, this is the only matchup that we disagreed on. And I do think it's really close. I think it's going to be a really, really fun matchup. I just think Snorlax can't do it by itself. That's the only logical thing, and I really don't see other answers to some of the threats that Kyle has. That doesn't mean I don't think that Gator can manage to pull this one out. He's just going to have to whittle things down so that Snorlax can take care of it if he wants to get there, but I do see Kyle... prepping for that and planning for that Snorlax very, very heavily, and being able to nail that thing on a switch-in or a prediction, or not allowing it to set up in some way, would definitely help Kyle go a long way, because the rest of his team matches up really well.
I do think Alolan Dugtrio comes just as a really nice check to Nidoking and Arcanine and Electrode. Electrode does outspeed it, but it doesn't really kill it. It's really, really weak. So I see Alolan Dugtrio coming and actually putting in a fair amount of work looking at his team. So, and I think he can get rid of all of his team except for Mega Blastoise and Mr. Mime in 2 moves. That's
real. I see that now that you say it. But that doesn't mean that he can't. I know, Arcanine definitely has a medium matchup against Alolan Dugtrio. Likely could take 1 hit and then deal back a ton of damage since it is that steel typing. And isn't just regular Dugtrio, which is 100% better in my opinion. And then Electrode being able to just kind of hit everything that isn't named Alolan Dugtrio really hard with good coverage. I just think Kyle's team as a team matches up really well, but Gator definitely has those couple of threats in the middle of his team. Right in those, rounds 2 and 3 picks that are definitely a problem for Kyle that he's going to have to deal with.
I honestly think Gator takes this 2-1, but it's going to be a very, very close game 3.
Yeah, game 3 is going to be the one to watch. I think that's going to be super fun. But I do think Kyle manages to figure out what the Snorlax is and go from there.
So that is going to be it for week 1 of the GBA Pick'ems. If you guys want to join in and pick with the fan Discord, the link will be down below. Join the fan Discord, claim your favorite coaches, and start picking them. But yeah, that is going to be it for me. Anything you have to say, Goldoa?
I think we've said it all this time. I'm excited to do this.
Alrighty, with that, we're going to get out of here today, guys. Peace out, Scouts.
Bye, everybody.